esteemed audience. Today you are with teacher Mswenje Priska, and I'm glad that you're following. And I know that most people have not subscribed yet, so I invite you to share with friends, let the views continue growing, and I really would wish to have some critique on whatever I'm sharing with you. So the other day I was intending to do The Truly Married Woman by Abiosah Nicol, but I was let down by space. Now, today I'm going to focus on that story, and as I told you, I'm not going to talk through the whole story, but just the key matters here. Now, when I look at this story, the key matter that I see is deception, which is a vice, and the deception comes in various ways. I see deception in terms of religion, I see it in terms of marriage, I see it in terms of family, then on the part of Ajay and the Ayo. Yeah. So I want to talk about deception in terms of family. Now, when you look at this family, it's a family that pretends to be religious, that is in the face of the world. But when it comes to the other side of life, it is not a religious family. Now, in matters of family, you can see that these people have lived together for so many years. I hope for those who have read the story, the author tells us that they had stayed together for a number of years and they had even 3 kids and 1 on the way. Now, if you look at this, the requirements were that they formalized their marriage, but they were not. So Ajay all the time knew that he had a mistress, and all the time Ayo wished that they married. So it was a deceptive kind of life that they lived together, possibly because Ajay enjoyed having a mistress. He knew, and a mistress takes good care of a man. Now, if you look at the story again and see the way these people take a photo of the family, especially when the World Gospel Crusading Alliance group comes, and they parade outside and take a family photo. They wear they call it Sunday best. That is also some deception. And it was intended to make the missionaries believe that this was a Christian family. So if you look at matters of family, then that is the deception I see here. We have another deception which I had shared in terms of religion. Now, I want you to look at Ajay. Ajay had read in a magazine and saw that there was a World Gospel Crusading Alliance group. So, in Minnesota, USA. Now, he applies for Bibles from this group, and his intention, as we know, it was not really to have these Bibles to spread the gospel, because after all, he was not serious about it. But he was just intending to make these people give him Bibles so that he can sell and donate some. So we look at that and we realize some religious deceit. Now, the other deceit we see in religion is this. These people come with an intention of ensuring that they meet their own. And so the whole Ajay realizes that, and so to pretend as a religious person, what does he do? He sends the workers, one of the workers, to go and inform Ayo of removing anything that does not look like religious in the house, including the wine bottles, glasses that is, and they remove the nude pictures on the walls. They also make sure that the house looks more like a religious family, and that is a sort of deception which was intended to fool these people so that they believe he was religious. Now, the other form of deception, as I've said, is in terms of marriage. Now, you can look at the marriage encounter of Ajay and Ayo, especially after the wedding. You know, immediately the missionaries went. Ajay decided that it was time to marry Ayo. After all, she was informed, she was a proper woman, she had even communicated in English before the guest. So he decided that it's time to marry. And so when they wed, after all the gifts have been taken and all that, even before wedding, there is a deception that happens. Ajay decides, Ayo decides that because the sister-in-law might be in a position to see the soothsayer and who will tell the truth that this family will not be okay, she goes before the sister-in-law does and convinces the soothsayer to say that everything will be okay. And after the marriage, we see more deception, because in the entire 12 years that Ajay has stayed with Ayo, as a mistress. She has been waking up so early and preparing tea that on this very day, once they are married, she sleeps too late. And when Ajay walks and wants a cup of tea, he's told, no, you can go and prepare it. After all, I've done it for 12 years. Now I'm a wife and I deserve some respect. Even in the story, we are told that Ayo noticed that the wife was walking with a lot of pride, her head high, she was having a long neck and all that. So we realized that the intention to have pretended all these years was as a result of wanting the marriage with Ajay, but possibly she was not intending to be a proper wife. We also see on the side of Ayo, she is deceptive in one way or the other. She's deceptive because in her own way, when the missionaries are coming, what does she do? She goes to Omo and borrows a wedding ring. In reality, if I'm not married in church, why should I go and borrow a ring from a friend? After all, even if it's the missionaries coming, let them know the reality. But she pretends because she wants to impress the whites or the missionaries. We also see that she all the time she pretends that she's not quite informed, but she tells Ajay that it's not proper to beat a child who is urinating, and that will not stop him from doing it. And we realize that she's pretentious, but in reality she knows quite a lot. Now we also see Ajay as a deceptive man. All the life he's so happy to have the mistress before him. And once they are married, there is more deception that is indicated in the story, because we realize that Ajay comes to cheat to the clerks. He tells the clerks to go before him, and even deceives that the road to his home is impassable. Now that statement was not just for nothing. It was there to deceive these people so that they keep waiting as the wife prepares the home. Yeah. So we realize a lot of deception in this story, and that's a great vice that is within this story. And any question can be set around that. Now we also see some sort of aspect like love, of course, which is with some pretense, but you can dig deep into Ajay and Ayo to understand how this love is exposed. You can also dig into aspects of education and see how it was. Then we have tradition. Tradition is a great aspect in this story, and it can be a source of questions, because now, like when a wedding has to be conducted, what has to be done? If a daughter is going to be married, what has to be done? What kinds of gifts are supposed to be brought to the people? Yeah, we see a lot of gifts brought to the father too, Ajay and Ayo. Yeah, so that is all about the truly married woman. Next time I'll be talking about the sins of the fathers, a story by Mungoshi Charles. I know that many students complain they don't understand this one. I'll take more time on it. Thank you. Ulikuwa uisave tu.